What's good? What's good? We are back for another episode of Brothers Vent 2. This your boy Swift coming to you from Houston, Texas. Drinking on a scotch tonight. Oh, man. Thank you, Swift. It is delicious. Some good stuff.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Rob coming to you from Tampa by way of Bolton, Mississippi. Drinking on some water tonight, trying to keep it healthy. I had 2 cupcakes in honor of my little man leaving preschool, heading into kindergarten. The last of the Mohicans, the Wallace Mohicans,
Bullshit.
going into school.
Bullshit.
We done. That's it.
Bullshit.
Let's get right to it.
It's your boy CJB here, coming back from a 3-week absence. I'm drinking on some green tea tonight, so gotta get right to Miami Bros.
All right.
What it do? It's your boy Crowley. I'm gonna sip on and finish off this little XO tonight. Little Crown, just chilling for the holidays, basically.
Yo, John P. in these Dallas suburbs by way of West Side Jackson. Man, I should have been drinking on some green tea and water like y'all. I got my little water bottle, but I got me some tequila, just a little bit though.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna drink half the bottle this time.
So
You put me on tequila, man. I done tried almost every brand.
Man, with that tequila, you just bounce back so quick.
Yeah.
I'm a scotch person now. I'm getting scotch whiskey. It's good. That smoky taste,
All right.
you can't beat it. And T gonna be on in a minute, but we're gonna jump right into it because we had a very interesting post from our brother Dewayne Wade. We got a lot of feedback, a lot of support, a lot of what's going on. I see my grandma on, so I can't cuss. And we got we got a few married bros on tonight, so I definitely want to get in this topic, right? Dewayne Wade basically said he does not lead in his marriage with Gabrielle Union. They are partners, and he doesn't do anything with her permission, so on and so forth. But basically, the story is he does not lead, right? Is that who I think it is? Oh, shit. He with this trash Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
man.
tonight.
Come on, man, till my Wi-Fi come back up, man. Come on.
We can barely hear you. But anyway, getting right into it. Dwayne Wade said he don't lead in his marriage. Brothers, we got 1, 2, 3 married bros on tonight. How y'all feel about them comments about Dwayne Wade not leading in his marriage? Do you lead in your marriage? And what would you suggest for black men that aspire to get married? What steps should they take? What should they do in their marriage? What do y'all think? I'm gonna start with Rob. Rob, you've been gone for a while too. You know, you was back and forth to my you was in class and you went in class. But
Man, I was working hard, man. So for me, I feel like the man is supposed to cover all of the holes that he sees needs to be filled. That's what I feel like he's supposed to do. So in a partnership, I believe everyone plays a role, and it's not a gender role. It's just a role. I feel like each person has their role they play within the relationship. I also feel like if your relationship or marriage, because we're talking about marriage, if your marriage is based on biblical principles, then you have to follow what you've been told as far as the biblical principles, as you being the covering for your family as the man, whatever that means to you, and then everything else falls under you. Now, one thing that you cannot do is have something that you do in your relationship that causes you to have to pay throughout your relationship, be it infidelity, be it something that you did. I feel like a lot of men, they mess up in their relationship, and so they end up being indebted to their spouse, and because of that, they can't assert themselves as they should. And like I said, I don't cast any dispersions on anyone, but I feel like that happens a lot with a lot of men is they end up being indebted to their lady. And so because of that, they can't say certain things, they can't do certain things, they can't assert themselves as men should because they had a moment of weakness, be it sexual, financial, whatever. And so I feel like in their situation, the situation we're speaking of, he's a bit indebted to his wife because he had a huge mess up while they were in a relationship. And so I feel like the man should be the covering.
What was that
And
mess up?
because he had a break baby is what happened. He had a break baby. You never hear about the child. You never see the child. You never hear him talk about the child. You never see him post about the child. And so that's a whole nother situation because how does that child feel seeing him gush over his kids in person and then not even mention the other child? So like I said, the man should be the covering, which means that I lean more on the men to make sure that stuff is together.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, what you're saying is, hadn't Dwayne Wade had that baby, he may have gave a different answer yesterday.
I believe so. And like I said, that's just an outsider looking in. For me, I feel like that happens a lot with men though. Like we mess up, and it's usually outwardly where people know about it, so we end up being indebted to our spouse because we want to keep the thing going and keep it together. And so I feel like that happens a lot, a whole lot.
Okay. Joey P, what you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There has to be a leader in the house. It has to be somebody who has that final decision. Y'all ain't gonna just keep butting heads indefinitely. So it has to be a leader. It's either gonna be the dude that's gonna be leading, or it's gonna be the woman that's gonna be leading. But this is why I think that the man should be the leader for several points. But I'm gonna take one point. The man has ultimate responsibility for what goes on. You know what happens to the household. You know what I'm saying? If a household falls into shambles, it don't matter what the wife did. They're gonna be like, man, you let your house fall like that. You know what I'm saying? The man is gonna have the ultimate responsibility of whether it be finances or whatever else. You supposed to hold up that house. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to hold that weight, that hold up the weight of that house. Like I agree with Rob said, both of them have different roles, and I think people want to buck the system. It's socially acceptable now to buck the system and say that a man shouldn't lead, and as a man, you don't want to hear your woman mouth all the time. So it's easy to get passive and fall into the background and let her lead just because you don't want to, you want to trade your position in the household for peace in the household. You want to keep that peace, and by keeping that peace, you want to fall in the background, but because you hold the ultimate responsibility, it also means it's your responsibility to lead that thing in the right direction.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you saying black men or men in general need to lead in the house. Somebody needs to lead in the house, but you prefer to be a man in the house leading.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Corey, CJB, what you think about what Dwayne Wade said?
Man, Joey and Rob just made some excellent points, bro. Like I've seen men who have made a mistake during the course of their marriage, and whether it was infidelity or losing money, et cetera, and that guilt keeps them basically from leading or making a controversial decision throughout the duration of their marriage. I've also seen people basically surrender the leadership role just to keep peace in the house, and it's like I agree with both of them. I feel like it's a balance between partnership and being able to lead. Like of course you have to respect your wife enough to know that y'all got to talk about decisions before they're made, but there's also levels where the man has to take the lead for the house. So you can't say that I don't lead, in my house. And that's just my opinion. It's socially acceptable to say you're breaking down matriarchy. Like that's the word I saw. And some things is cool, but I also feel like Joey said, if your house was to fall, ultimately it's going to be on the man's shoulder to bring it up out of turmoil. So you have to be out in front of what's going on in your house. So I definitely agree. I feel like Rob said, we don't know what's going on in that household, but I feel like he basically compensating for stepping outside of her, even though they had a great publicist to write up the story and say they're wrong break, this, that, and the third, but nobody really believed in that. But I feel like he's paying for that, and you can tell he's paying for that because I'm not saying that you should show your child to the public, but you never see that outside kid publicly with Dwayne Wade. So it's like that kid is gonna grow up mad too. Eventually, when they're old enough to realize what's going on, they're gonna be mad as well. So I definitely feel like he's doing a lot of things to compensate for that mistake he made.
Gotcha. Now we're going to the non-married bros. And let me know what you feel in the comments too. And congratulations to Antonio and Zay David graduating. Crow.
All right. You all may not care to hear this. Where Joey go? Oh, okay, conscious in cool. But what if I tell you guys a lot of men don't know how to fucking lead?
Who fault is that? No.
Taught how to lead.
Who fault is that?
No, I'm just saying, hold on, wait. A lot of men were not taught how to lead. Who fault is that? Who fault is that? That could go back to them not having maybe fathers in the home or male figures around, or them being hard-headed and not listening. It could go to them being in bad environments. And then at the same time, then it trickles down to the lady. Was she taught to co-lead or be a leader? Because think about it, a lot of women are fed, hey, I am woman, hear me roar. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me nothing. So then there's the butt heads of the power, or either him trying to lead and he don't know how to, and she has to step up because he's fucking up. But that goes into that right there. Because at the end of the day, who's to say that Dwayne Wade was really taught how to lead a household as a man? Depending on his situation. He may not be strong enough. He may be a leader on the court, but in his household, he may not be able to handle things or be able to be assertive enough within himself to make those final decisions. So he revert to his wife for that final decision, or he always revert to her for a decision instead of stepping up. So that. When it comes to being a leader, I feel, and I'm strictly saying in my opinion, I feel like the man should definitely lead. He is the head, the woman is the neck, or he is the captain of the ship. She helps navigate by kind of telling him which direction, helping him dodge rocks. He should turn to her and say, hey, am I heading in the right direction? She should be able to help him and say, yes, baby, or either you need to turn that steer a little bit to the left. That's how that work out right there. So,
okay.
Because like you said, at the end of the day, if the man is involved in his family's life, and it's going to be looked upon him, definitely what happened in that household, whether right or wrong.
I feel like I'm going to regret asking this question. I'm going to ask it anyway. E.
What's that, T or E?
E.
What up?
Now I'm going to come to you, T, but I want him to ask, what you mean by he the left-handed bros?
Yeah, he the left-handed bros anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? You remember that? He had it. Oh, so first of all, like I really don't care, but like, you know what I'm saying? I have nothing. Y'all know what I mean by left-handed. Like, come on now. We've been here before. Left-handed means you're of the other persuasion.
Gay.
Yes. You either are homosexual or you practice homosexual like activities. You know what I'm saying? You left-handed. So now he's done an interview before when he was talking about like his sexual experiences and stuff like that. He said some real suspect stuff in there. So that's why I think he's the left-handed brother. But I don't think like D-Wade represents the rubric for what men should be necessarily. I feel like he's entitled to be the type of man that he is. You know what I'm saying? If he just wants to be that type of guy in his household, that's his business at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
Me personally, like shit. I'm saying like even if that's his prerogative, like I'm like it's not bothering me. You know what I'm saying?
No, it just sparked the conversation. Should men lead their household? But in 2021, we see the rise of the women.
Let me put it to you like this, right? And just answer this like with 100% complete honesty. Did y'all grow up seeing men actually run their household necessarily if they wasn't beating a woman? Or was it like because like at the end of the day, bro, women run that shit anyway. Like let's just keep it a stack, bro. You know what I'm saying? They kind of feed the ego a little bit. Like, man, niggas don't run shit in their damn household. Now they want to be happy. Hell no. Hell no, bro. That shit really don't work like that. It's either equal partnership, you know what I'm saying, or either like, you know what I'm saying, the woman kind of like she controls the atmosphere in the house. Therefore, she runs that shit. I'm just keeping it all the way. I'm just keeping it all the way tall. I'm just keeping it all the way tall, bro. Like my grandma ain't take no shit from my granddaddy. My mama don't take no shit. They never took no shit from her husband. My sister don't take no shit from her husband. Like, so I was raised around gangsta ass women. You know what I'm saying? They weren't going for this shit. So that's just how I view women. You know what I'm saying?
And hold that point, Crow. We gotta get T in. But another question to that is, where were they on the economic status level? Because that plays a part in it too. But go ahead, T. Hold it. Answer.
Ask D-Wade how that's working out for him. And that's pretty much where I stand on it. You know what I'm saying? It's not working out pretty good for him. His stance is not working out pretty good for him. That's why he's in the position that he is in right now. Because if he was leading his household, he wouldn't be parading his child to the world at such a young age. If he wasn't being led by a woman and her emotions, he would have stood his ground on it and been like, I support my daughter, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to keep this in-house. You know what I'm saying? That whole situation reeks of his wife running his household. And that's why he in the situation that he is. Again, a woman can add on to, you know what I'm saying? As she could be way better than you at a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with leaning on your partner and going to your partner for counsel. But at the end of the day, the man still should run his household because a man is level-headed. Now, to Crowley's point, where he's saying that, okay, it's a lot of men that's not leaders or whatever, then obviously women should not choose those type of men. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you mating with a person that lacks leadership or lacks direction that you can't follow? You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother side of the coin. So at the end of the day, I'm saying D-Wade is trash.
I can't say all men be level-headed though, because like,
and again, if he's not level-headed, then why are you with him anyway?
This is what I'm saying, all right, because men have the ego, right? And the man, 9 times out of 10, the man's downfall is because of his own arrogance, right? Your partner is supposed to check your shit, you know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, you get massage yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's how I started.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right. And I started the whole conversation out like, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to lean on your partner, get counsel from your partner. But at the end of the day, the man should make the decisions because you're less emotional. You know,
let's talk about that.
But that's why I use the analogy that I use as far as the man, being the captain of the ship, and his wife right there with the map to help navigate. So if he asks her which direction or what's the best direction, she's gonna either tell him east or west. Now it's up to him to either go with that decision, make that own decision. Now if he steer him into trouble, he got to get that ass out of trouble. If he don't steer him into trouble and you steer him in the right direction, then keep trucking.
So let me ask this real quick.
Let me say this. I talked to my line brother about this. I'm not gonna say his name, but y'all probably know who I'm talking about. We all joke with him about how his wife runs everything in their marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I was joking with him about that. But at the end of the day, even though we mess with him all the time about, you know what I'm saying, she run everything, she do this, she do that, she comes to him for the final. You know what I'm saying? Period. And that's just how we rock it, man.
So give me an example. I see Quinn asked a good question. There's a misunderstanding, or it's misunderstood as to what's
Ain't no co-head.
Head of the household, or what running the household is. So give me one example. What does it mean to be a leader in the household or be the head of the household? Go ahead, Rob.
You gotta take something out of that question, I swear.
All right, so example. This is a great example. So little man, Q, our youngest, I wanted to get his haircut when he turned 5. Fee did not want to do that. She was emotionally attached to it. She didn't want to do it. She had her reasons as well. But I told her when I got back from Afghanistan, I wanted to take him to get his first haircut at 5 because for me it was a father-son thing I didn't really get a chance to have. Was something I didn't get a chance to experience with my dad, and it was one of those moments that I wanted to have with him. And so even though she didn't want to do it, she trusted my judgment in wanting to get his haircut when he turned 5, and she waited until I got back from Afghanistan to do it. And so she didn't do it while I was gone. She didn't want to have it done, but she trusted my judgment in saying that I wanted to get his haircut at 5. And then that was something that I felt was best for him at that moment, because the very next year he was going to be going to school, and it would be more upkeep to have his hair braided than it would just for me to get his haircut because he'd be going to school. So I think that's a good example. Also, me choosing to move here, when I first got here, I was only going to be here for a year. And so when I found out I was going to be here for 2 years, I had just come from Afghanistan. I told Fee, I think it would be best for you all to move here because I haven't been with you all for a year. And so I feel like it would be best for the family to move to Florida with me and figure it out from there. I'll make sure that I talk to you about the plan, but I feel like it's best for the whole family to be here with me. She didn't want to leave Kansas. I know it doesn't make any sense. She didn't want to leave Kansas because she had her stuff situated. She had a great thing going with her fitness stuff. She had connections. She had things, but I told her, I will figure it out. Feel like you all should move here with me, and I will make sure that we are good. You just have to trust me. I told her, you will be better in your fitness world when you move here. I feel like wherever you go, you are the talent. And I told her, I feel like it'd be best for y'all to move here. We went and looked for a house. I made sure they were straight. I made sure they were straight moving from here. I went and got them from Mississippi and drove them from here as they drove from Mississippi. I did everything. But I told her, I feel like it'd be best for her to move here, even though she did not want to do it. I told her, trust me. And so like 2 years away from when I told her that, everyone's thriving here. Kids' health is better. Her fitness stuff is on track. But she had to trust me and let me do what I needed to do to make sure the family was going to be good. Even though she did not want to leave, she had to trust me because I had to make sure that my plan, and I was confident I was going to make sure the family was good. And that's a great example.
And she said,
hey, let me pick back off of that one more time. Rob made a good point. His whole point right there was his wife trusts him. You know what I'm saying? For you to be the leader in that house, your woman gotta trust and have confidence in you that you could take care of the house and ultimately take on their responsibility, like I said. You know what I'm saying? So the main people who got a problem with a dude leading the house, like you said, Dewayne Wade, obviously there ain't no trust there. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he did. If you ain't got no trust in your man, you know, it's gonna be hard to let him be the leader if he ain't demonstrated that he can lead the house. If he ain't, you know, or like he said, if nobody can check him, you know what I'm saying? He has no authority over himself that he can answer to, you know what I'm saying?
Sequoia said, let your man lead. Just make sure he is worth following before he become your man. I think that's the point y'all driving home too. Stop sleeping and getting with these men who not showing those qualities in the beginning of the relationship.
I don't know. I don't know. Cause like I don't do the gender role type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about like getting ahead as a unit. You know what I'm saying? I want both of us to grow because I got shit I want to do. She got shit she want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just think like an organic household, like all together, is like more so of the best way to kind of like go about things, right? It's just like, say for instance, like I don't know how if y'all familiar with like agile methodology in like the workplace. Like you make swift decisions to move faster, but you can still like quickly adjust to different things. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of like the structure of it. So how you can produce fast and you can fix issues fast at the same time.
But
so,
check this, E.
Yep.
Even if you got that kind of environment in the workplace, you still got a manager, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
cool.
All right, so
but
even if you make a
without
decision
it, though,
just like that, you make a decision just like that in the household, making the quick decisions. Who the manager?
Ooh, bro, check this out. If you real life remove finances out of the equation, right? What does head of the household look like? Just answer that. You feel me? Like, because at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who can actually produce. We're talking about production. Can you build something? Can you cook something? What else? What other attributes or properties do you as a person possess that can lead to, like, you know what I'm saying, that can lead to your survival and flourishment? You know what I'm saying? That's what I more so focus on as far as like being with somebody. But yet I think a lot of people get caught up in the financial aspect, which is also important, but at the same time, they let that determine what a man is necessarily. And that's not their complete package.
And let's wrap this up. We're coming up on 30 minutes still on the first topic, but let's go ahead and get the final comments in on this one. Any final comments in on this one?
Like Joey said, you need a manager in this thing. But I do agree with E that some men do need to be checked. That's where you kind of have that partnership aspect there.
Yeah, and I think like Sequoia said, you shouldn't be with a man that you don't see can lead to begin with, which brings us to our next topic. We don't have any final comments on this one, right? Someone posted this on social media, and it made its way to us. Gender benefits of being in a relationship. We're gonna make this one quick because I won't be on this one too long. The meme says gender benefits of being in a relationship, and I try to share it on my screen. For women, it has free dinners, his money, doors held for you, attention on you, you never wrong, protection, free gifts. For both, sex, emotional support, and status. For men, question marks. Did y'all see that meme? Did y'all see that meme? Did y'all see this? Y'all saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
So first, do you agree or Michael Branson said the accuracy? Do you agree or disagree? It's not really that many relationship benefits for men, or is it going a little bit too far and we do benefit from relationship outside of sex, emotional support, and status? If we do, what are those things?
I think we do benefit. We benefit, but that mean facts. That mean it's true. I think my main benefit is you do get a personal development and a personal growth that I wouldn't have got had I not been married. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So being with my wife, I'm working on character flaws that I wouldn't otherwise have to work on. So it's gonna be some inherent growth there that I wouldn't experience had I been single. That being said, if I'm still single, then I could get all of those things on those lists, you know, on the woman side of the list without having to deal with that woman, you know what I'm saying? So I could get the sex and all that kind of stuff without having to put all those things in her circle. I ain't got to give her the gifts and all those things to fill up that circle, and my circle will be good.
Me
I
personally.
And King, if y'all don't benefit,
you go ahead, E.
I was just gonna say, like, shit. Back when I was in the dating world, I would say, yeah, like that's facts. That's facts, you know what I'm saying? But now I don't deal with it. I don't deal with that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have those type of problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here flourishing and shit. But but for real, like, it depends. It goes back to kind of what I hate to bring this up. It's kind of what Kevin Samuels be saying, bro. These niggas gotta start having standards, man. You gotta have a standard for who you dating, what type of woman you want to attract. You know what I'm saying? If you claim you that nigga, but you out here, you know what I'm saying, she out here leeching off of you, are you that nigga? You know what I'm saying? Proper instruction does what? Motivates people. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Your game ain't tight. You gonna always be broke. Fucking around with a sack chase. That's all I'm saying.
Man, I agree with Joe. I agree. I'm not. I didn't need Kevin Samuels to pretty much
I didn't need him. I didn't need him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That. Even though I agree with that point, I didn't need him to establish that. But I agree with what Joey said, man. As far as it's certain flaws that I possess that I would not have worked on if I was single versus me being married.
Mhm.
But I also get free dinners, free gifts.
But you
Whatever
married.
But exactly.
Man, all that money together at this point, that ain't no free gift.
Right?
Hey, true, but it's like necessarily marriage, not the relationship aspect of it. But I feel like he said, man, if you used to getting got, then of course that's facts. You have to pretty much demand what your expectations are. And that's with anything, that's with life, period. You gotta demand what you want.
And I'm with T. What's the benefit?
Right.
What's the
I mean,
benefit?
That what T said?
Tell
T to say it. Tell T to step up to the square and say it.
my gracious. Damn,
We're
Corey.
gonna say about somebody real quick, but somebody else. What are the benefits of being in a relationship or marriage? Like T put on the screen.
Let me.
For men.
There is nothing really holistically as far as tangible, right? Something that you can touch, you can grasp, right? It's more so of the metaphysical and shit like that, like the thought of being nice. You have a trophy wife, or you have a I don't know, you have a partner and shit. It just looks nice to people to enhance your image or whatever. But as far as something being like tangible, it's really nothing.
So I don't know, man. I got attention and gifts and shit, even when we were dating.
No, I'm speaking on. He said, "What's the benefits of a man being married?" That's what I'm speaking on.
Or in a relationship, and you
in a relationship is if you're married, then like really nothing outside of like the public image of it. You know what I'm saying? But like there's nothing tangible, right? There's nothing tangible. You can't do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like what can you do? She can do something with your money. She can do something with them gifts. You know what I'm saying? She can rock that shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like something being tangible for the man, I say nothing. But like you know what I'm saying? This is
So y'all saying y'all don't get nothing. You don't get
no. Wait.
That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Put it out there. What do you get? Put your benefits out there.
Hey, y'all walking all around the bush, man. Y'all
around.
I said it. I already said it.
Hey, I said I disagree with it. I said I disagree with it. Emotional support is kind of broad anyway. That's a broad statement.
Again, not tangible. It's not tangible.
Hold on, but emotional support is something that both parties benefit from.
It's not tangible.
For women, you see the gifts, you see the you got to take me on vacation, this and that they're demanding now. For men, let me read this coming from Kimberly. Then I'm gonna go to Crow.
So y'all saying y'all don't demand that. You wouldn't demand that from your date.
Hold on, Corey. A good woman provides a home, stability, support, financial security, as well a family if y'all choose that. But the things a woman offer, men expect that during the dating phase, and women are now saying, "Fuck that." Sorry for cussing, come on. Why give y'all all the wife benefits to a boyfriend?
Somebody lying. The niggas get wife benefits.
Right. But somebody lying. We're getting away from the topic. The question was, what does the man benefit? Does the man benefit? And I said, there's nothing tangible.
You did.
That means you can't grab it and do nothing with it.
You did. Crow,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go to you last, Rob. Crow, what you think?
I want you to get up. I want you to open your door and go grab your woman. That's tangible, young man. That's tangible. because without the woman, you would be alone. You would be sleeping alone. You would not. You would not.
You said I'd be sleeping alone. I said no.
It wouldn't have the same meaning, is what I'm saying. It wouldn't have the same meaning. It wouldn't.
Oh shit!
It wouldn't have the same meaning. That's what I'm saying, E.
Oh, I'm sorry, T.
I mean, shit.
It wouldn't have the same meaning.
But Erica,
because what your woman provides for you, what she provides for you emotionally, mentally, without even including the financial, if you getting up and just hugging and dealing with some random woman, she ain't gonna provide that same relief, that same release of endorphins and dopamine that happens when you getting that same that love and all of that.
So Crowley, I have a question. Have you ever touched an endorphin? It's nothing tangible. You still speaking about intangibles. Like that's intangible.
Yeah, well, let me cut open your brain then.
Hold on, Crow. To E point, what is the equivalent of women getting free dinners for men?
Say that one more time.
What is the equivalent of women getting free dinners for men? Because I think we can all agree, if we date somebody, we're not gonna allow our woman to go out on a date and pay for food, right?
But at the same time, like
Wait, what?
Wait, time out. At the same time, like he said, if you have standards, yeah, you might cover the first 2, 3, but that fourth one.
Besides the point, that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, what is the equivalent for men?
Head.
Head.
That is the equivalent. That is the equivalent. That is the equivalent.
Go ahead, Rob. Wrap it up.
So I want us to distinguish between relationship and marriage because they aren't the same. Mm-hmm. If you are a good dude, good meaning not perfect, but if you are a good dude, you can get the benefits of a relationship without being in a relationship from 100 chicks at the same time. You can get all of that. You can get the gifts, you can get the dinners, you can get any. I'm speaking from experience. If you are a good dude, you're not a creep, you got a good job, you got good hygiene, you don't even have to be attractive, you just don't have to be ugly.
Hey, you ain't even got to be good. You just got to be above average.
If you are average or above average, there will be multiple women who will give you what you want, most times without even asking. The benefits of being in a marriage, for one, the most obvious, tax benefit. That's a huge one for me. Like, I get a great tax benefit from being married, a huge tax benefit. And then when you add on the kids, that's the second one.
Military, bro.
I get a great benefit. Secondly, for me specifically, because of my job, it feels great to have someone that you know you're coming back home to. So my first deployment, when I came home, I was divorced. There was no one there for me. That is the worst feeling ever, is to come home and there's no one there. And so that's the second benefit. Third benefit is we just came out of a pandemic. Unless you hate your mate, having somebody to be with when you can't be around anybody else, for me specifically, is a great feeling. And so we couldn't leave the house. We couldn't do anything. I could just chill at the crib with Fee and the kiddos, and I didn't want to blow my brains out. Like, we actually had fun. And so Eve's correct to a point. A lot of the things aren't tangible, but they have to be specific to that man. And then fourthly, if you are a man who's not in a relationship, in my profession, people side eye you, because being in a relationship, having a mate, having a spouse looks better when you're going into leadership positions, because people believe that you have a stable background and they don't have to worry about you messing up the church's money by screwing porn stars or hookers or doing some crazy stuff. So marriage relationships, it looks stable. It's not always stable, but it looks stable.
I just like to point out that Rob said I was right. That's all I want to
so, I got a quick question. So you said in your profession, if you're not married, it don't look right, right? But I thought it was like a stipulation to stay in the army. You have to marry somebody after 3 weeks. No? Okay.
Right.
Okay. That's a good
see,
point.
Swift. This why Crowley be on you. This why Crowley be on you, Swift.
Why?
You be saying inappropriate shit.
It's really not just military, man. As you move up in the professional world, you know, people do side eye men that are not married, especially black men.
That's true to an extent. You got to.
I don't give a. Why y'all care about it though? That's the point. Like, why even care?
I'm not saying care. I'm saying like as you try to get into leadership, you know, that's something that people look at. Just
right. Excuse me. You know, let me fall back on the leadership conversation. Let me.
I'm just real.
Right. We can't tie this in the car. We can't tie this in the car. Woo!
Bruh.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Everybody get on the roller coaster pictures. Woo!
Bruh, I'm telling you, I am not lying, bro.
With that being said,
it's true, man.
With that being said, we have some pretty successful brothers on this podcast right now, this show. So one of the things we talked about doing was sharing our top tips for success. And I guess one is marrying somebody or marrying your partner, right? So what would be your top tips for success that you would give to other black men that aspire to be in your position today, other than marrying your helpmate or marrying a partner you feel like you spend the rest of your life with? What are your top tips for you? And get ready to think of yours too, Croak. I'm gonna bring you back on. What are your top tips?
My top tip is mentorship. I believe in mentors. And they go back to what E was saying earlier about how dudes don't have somebody to check them. You got to have mentors in positions that you want to go. And this is in various areas of your life. You set those goals and have mentors to try to help you to get to those goals. So you need people to talk to give you advice, to help you with making your decision, to have somebody over you, you know, some kind of authority over you to check you, and somebody kind of authority over you to just help guide you, help you make your decisions. So, you know, to be successful, you can't think that you're the smartest person in the world. You gotta seek outside counsel, and then come up with a wise decision.
Anything else? Any more top tips? For you, Pretty?
Oh no, I'm done with that. It's my top tip. Get a mentor.
Okay. T, what you think? What's your top tips for success?
I think one top tip is to never second guess yourself. Like, of course, you got to proceed with caution, but I think everybody don't know where your vision, so you can't second guess yourself. Another top tip is to always do the extra. You know, do the stuff that don't nobody else want to do, especially if you have a direction or a focus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's really how I got started in IT, because I tried to get just a regular customer service job, but they needed somebody to work Saturday and Sunday graveyard shift overnight. You know what I'm saying? And I took the job, you know what I mean? And eventually moved on from there. So I think just doing what you got to do, or doing the extra. And the third tip is read. We got a problem with like reading. I think we need to read more books. You know what I'm saying? That's top tip, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know, stuff like that. Just, you know, open your mind and be willing to receive the information. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us don't want to receive it. We think we know everything, but you don't know nothing, and ain't nothing new under the sun.
It's Bible talk.
E, what would be your top tips?
I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to explain because, like, I don't think I'm successful, right? Because my definition for myself is different. Other people think I'm successful. You know what I'm saying? And like I just let them talk. I'm like, bro, I ain't shit. And I keep the same mentality, but that kind of like makes me want more, I guess, but not at the same time. But it's like, I don't know. Like my definition of success is waking up and I ain't got to worry about shit. I ain't got to worry about no bills. I ain't got to worry about like, I ain't stressing over nothing. Only thing I have to worry about is like, what I'm gonna put on today. Like until I reach that point, I'm not successful. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like using that to like push me to do more shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I talked to Swift, I talked to T, I talked to CJB about different shit that I got going on. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna invest in this or something like that. But like at the same time, y'all be like, shit, this the same nigga from 2011 for the most part, just a little bit smarter. That's all. Only thing I say is stay hungry. I guess don't get complacent.
Right.
That's really it, man. Like shit, make your own shit.
Rob, what be your top tip for success?
All right. So first thing is work harder than everybody else. Every single opportunity I've received outside the military has been due to me basically working harder than everybody else. I'm doing more. I'm doing stuff people don't believe that I can do. And that's usually why I get noticed. That's usually why people present me with opportunities because I work harder than everybody else. T took my number one, so I had to make it number two, is take the jobs nobody wants. When this whole COVID thing popped out, they were looking for somebody to be a COVID rep for my entire organization. Nobody wanted it, so I took it. And because of that, I ended up briefing a 2-star almost daily on the COVID stats for the United States because nobody wanted the job, and it ended up being a blessing in disguise. You have to have a humble arrogance. Is what I call myself. You have to be humble, which means you have to be able to take direction and you have to be able to take leadership, but you also have to have an arrogance, as in you're better than anybody else in your field at what you do. And so you kind of have to teeter that line as being humble, but also being arrogant in what you do. Strive for more. You always have to push past what you're doing. You always have to believe you can go to a higher level than where you are now. I always feel like where I am, I don't feel like I should be there to go to a higher level. And the last thing is never burn any bridges that you feel like you're gonna have to cross eventually. I feel like so I'm about to leave active duty here in about 4 or 5 months. Every single position that I've been put in has been someone from my past that's remembered how I treated them, and they had me in mind to give me an opportunity that I wanted anyway. And so I feel like a lot of people burn bridges to try to get to a higher level, and that only makes you fall down faster because you have nobody to lean on when you need some assistance, because more people will be willing to help you, even if you get to that higher position, you can burn that bridge and you treated them right at the level you were at. And so once you get to that higher level, they're more loyal to you, that help you push you higher. And the last thing is never always be true to yourself in a room full of people who don't believe in you. I always tell people I'm black before I'm anything else, before I'm a soldier, before I'm a major, before I'm anything else. And so I never shrink who I am just because I'm in a room full of white people or Asian people or Indian people or whatnot. I always walk into the room as me, regardless of what room I'm in. And so I feel like if you're true to yourself, you're going to always go to where you should be.
I'm going to purge Jay Ward out of the comments. I'm going to purge him. My boy CJB making moves. What would be your top tips for success?
Man, for one, I'm gonna go back on what John said, but I'm gonna come at it from a different angle. Like you have to have mentorship, but you have to find a sponsor. Like as you continue to move higher up the ladder, it's like most of those positions are filled by word of mouth. They're filled by somebody that's already there because that person is going to sponsor you. So that person is going to be like, yeah, he's this, this, and this. So, because just being real, people don't like the interview anyway. People be bullshitting in those interviews. They don't come prepared. So they just want to get a job to whoever that speak up for you. And also continue to learn and continue to train. Like if there's some certifications you can get, try to get those certifications, try to get advanced education because that's going to make you more marketable and that's going to help you stand out from the competition. Like everybody can do the job, but what you have to show that you will go the extra mile. And usually, if you juggle graduate school and a full time job, that means you have some endurance. So that's something that you will want to have in a particular role. Also, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to disagree. Just don't go with the wind. I think one thing we as Black people are programmed to do when we get offered a job, we don't negotiate our salary. We don't tell
Talk
people.
that shit.
We don't tell these people, nah, I ain't gonna take that. I had to do that today. Like I had to be like, nah, bro, I ain't say it like that, but I had to say, nah, I'm not going for that. Don't be
Know
afraid to
your worth, man.
know your worth. Don't be afraid to disagree. Also, don't be afraid to try something different or something you never done before, even though you might fail at it. If you fail, just take that as a learning experience because you have to get up out of your comfort zone to grow. If you stay in your comfort zone, you'll never grow. So, in order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable for a period of time. And when you're uncomfortable, that means you're learning something. And also, which is the most important, protect your character and your reputation. Like Rob said, a lot of people, especially our counterparts, they burn a lot of bridges to get ahead. But once you get ahead and you're sinking, you're not going to have no one to help you because you burned a bridge or you stepped over somebody to get where you're at. So,
Okay, I have a question about that one.
mhm.
So, in my exit meeting, they had asked me what about feedback about with the team, my overall experience right before I transitioned.
I think that's different.
And I let the chopper sing. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I
Nah.
explained their incompetence.
That's not burning a bridge. That's being truthful.
But I also told them that they was incompetent because they actions proved it, and I gave case and example. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I asked, I said, do you feel like you're competent? Do you feel like you're competent? And they was like, oh, well, I'm degree from such and such. I was like, well, your actions prove otherwise because of
Hey, nah, you might have burned. You might have burned.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like I ain't working there no more. Like,
when I say don't burn,
but like that's real though. But that's real though. If you're asking me my professional opinion, and I'm giving you case in point, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like if you touch the stove, you're gonna know it's hot, especially if it's on, because you burnt yourself. I'm telling you, you still burning yourself constantly. You're low key insane because you're doing the same dumb thing every time, but expecting different results. That's like the definition of insanity.
Go ahead.
And that's what I prove.
I got one more thing.
Oh,
he made me think of something. Make sure you keep your documentation when you're working in a certain environment.
Do you know who you're talking to?
I ain't talking.
I have a folder. I have a folder called receipts. I have a folder called receipts
documentation
on my desktop.
If you send somebody something, these people will go behind your back and say, I ain't get this, or we ain't had this conversation. If you discuss something on the phone, what you do, send a follow-up email per our discussion, such and such, such and such. These people will act crazy. It has happened to me several times. They'll put your ass, and they'll at the whole office. Then when you correct their ass, they'll try to reply as singular and stuff.
Yep.
I'm like, nah, bro, we kidding everybody in. So just make sure that you keep your documentation.
On the network drive, and my personal. It's a folder called receipts for a reason.
Yeah. And HR is not your friend. That's
never.
HR. If you HR in the audience, if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't my friend. Y'all are there to safeguard the representation and the assets of the company. Y'all are not there to help me. So that's how I feel about HR folks. If you got somebody that's cool, and it can, you know what I'm saying, it can put you on game, that's different. But more than likely, HR is not your friend unless you have a personal relationship with somebody. That's my opinion regarding HR.
We
All right.
That's all
I'm with,
facts.
I'm with E, man. You know what I'm saying? We moving forward. We ain't worried about the bridge. You know what I'm talking
Oh, no, like
about?
you know what I'm
Straight ahead.
saying.
You feel me?
I got a 20-year gap on them. They probably gonna be dead by the time I'm up out of there. I ain't worried about shit.
But I
Nah,
think that
I'm just
I ain't
talking.
worried about a
I'm just
motherfucker.
talking, man. Don't burn the bridge, man. But you know,
Shit, that bridge burnt.
Nigga, I struck the match to that motherfucker and lit the gasoline. I don't give a fuck. Like
So let's-
I gave them enough years. They wasted my time.
So let's go on and transition to this last topic.
Reclaiming my time.
I think this last one gonna get real. Hold on, Crow.
Reclaiming my time.
Crow, your internet going in and out. Hold on.
Boost Mobile.
Crow, you
What
good?
it do? I'm good now. I'm good now.
Okay.
Definitely. When it comes to this, one thing I learned, and just for key to success for anybody, you got to know yourself. A lot of people head in many directions before they truly know what they want out of life. Examine yourself. Definitely. I agree with what all the gentlemen said as far as keys to success, but I would say once you know yourself, um, assess who you have around you, assess your plan, assess, do a little research, and understand that it's okay to fall and stumble. A lot of us beat ourselves up when we hit rough patches in life. But if you have made set that plan, go back, see where you kind of stumbled and fell at, and get back up and keep trying. And then just remember to stay focused. Nobody knows your plan and what success look like for you better than yourself. And protect, as they say, protect your reputation, or as the young kids say now, protect your brand. That goes for your name, that goes for your name in the workplace, that goes for your name outside the workplace, because you develop a reputation in each one of those areas, even within your relationship at home, you know. So just remember, above all, know yourself, plan, focus, and just remember it's okay to fall, but get back up and go back at it again.
Got you. And before we transition to this last topic, the brothers, a few of us will be partnering with the Delta Research and Educational Foundation Research Matter for All of Us initiative next week, where we would discuss let me see.
Swift is a doctor. He can't read.
It's a long email. Hold on. Oh, a
Reading that
variety
joint
of
like
topics
Ricky Smiley.
covered a variety of topics that aim to educate, empower, and enlighten the African American community. Basically, will be a lot of professionals across different industries and professions, giving stories, tips, and tools to help us. Y'all better calm down. That will help us become better individuals, both professionally and personally. So this will be on June 5th. The time and it's not set yet, but we will be posting it as soon as we get more information. But please be on the lookout, and
It say
please,
7 p.m. Eastern, boy.
that's what they said, but that's 6 p.m. our time, so we got to talk about that.
Okay.
But y'all were chill out on me reading. But yeah, please be ready for that. Please be in attendance, and please comment, but comment like you got some sense, not like you comment on Brothers Event 2, because this will be a different platform. I don't know who all will be watching, who all will be commenting. So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
Jazz,
it's
that's how
the
you feel,
professional. It's the professional version. You know what I mean?
professional version, right? Y'all really, I'm gonna purge everybody out the comments, but let's get into this last topic, because there was this one picture, right, that showed like 8, 9 different women in bonnets, and social media went crazy saying there is no place.
Man,
It must not
Can y'all
be
hear me?
meant for us to talk about this.
yeah, you back? Welcome
Hey,
back, brother.
everybody internet on one tonight.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my internet tripping. But this is also a viewer question too, right? So she said, why is it that bonnets are chastised and criticized in public, but y'all get a free pass wearing do-rags out in public. So I'm gonna ask, we asked, you said, can I ask the brothers this? I say, absolutely. The bonnet guys have spoken. Right? I guess God is a woman, huh? So how do y'all feel about black women wearing bonnets in public? And two, how do you compare them to black men wearing do-rags in public? And do you think there are some discrepancies there? Who want to start that one off? Okay,
y'all know I ain't fucking with the bonnet gang, no. I don't do the bonnets. I don't do the bonnet gang. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ladies need to quit coming to bed with the bonnets on. You know.
Man, they think he come to bed with it.
No, I'm saying all the time. All the time.
Oh,
don't do it. I mean, I get it, man. You know, my old lady, she natural, bro. So she, you know what I'm saying? She be all that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand. But just don't make it every all the time thing, man. Sometimes we want the hair down, you know what I'm saying? Make it, spice it up, make it look good for your folk. And in public, if you walk off your porch, you should not have a bonnet on your freaking head.
A do-rag either. I'm big on, man, being presentable when you leave the house. Like, I feel like there are certain things that are made for the house: pajamas, house coats, bonnets, do-rags, all that shit is made for the house. But at the same time, if I see, I'm not the type where I'm gonna call something ghetto, because I feel like we as black people do that too often. We compare ourselves to the other race like they are the standard, and that's not the case. But I feel like you should indeed be presentable when you leave the house. That's pretty much how I feel about it. Like, when you go into the airport, man, ain't nothing wrong with shit taking the bonnet off and wearing some sweats instead of some Mickey Mouse pajamas or some shit like that. But I feel like people take that as we kind of like watching, or it's not acceptable, publicly acceptable or something like that. But I just feel like when you leave the house, I was always taught to be presentable, wear clean shoes, your clothes shouldn't be wrinkled, this, that, and the third. That's how I've always felt.
I kind of had a feeling this is something Jay Ward would say.
I'm really confused.
Because Jay Ward wear do-rags in public. He did that shit at school.
but like, what's wrong with it? What's really wrong with it?
I didn't
help me understand.
Wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
But I'm saying, how is it inappropriate? Explain it to me. What is inappropriate about it? But that is the narrative. That is the narrative. Explain to me what is inappropriate about it. Explain it to me.
I don't think it's inappropriate. It's just raggedy. You know what I'm saying? How will CJB over
what
there?
Is raggedy about it? What is raggedy about it? Let's hear it.
It's raggedy. Just like if you come outside
with your
pajamas, you raggedy.
What is it? Okay, that's one example. But what is it? What about it is raggedy? That's what I'm asking.
Because
what is the purpose of that bonnet?
For the house out in public. That's why it's raggedy.
Who said it was meant for the house? It's a protective. It's a protective hairstyle. It's a protective
hairstyle when you're asleep.
True.
When you're asleep.
Well, when you sleep.
That's fine. Okay. All right. So do you know what a silk press is? Do you know what a silk press is?
No,
okay. So when women go out and get silk press, right, that shit takes hours, right? So therefore, when they come out and get windy and that shit get blew all in the wind, they ain't got no. Wait. No, let me finish your point. I'll let you finish your point. Let me get this out, right? So why can't women protect their hair? Why can't men protect their hair? Right? So I'm saying, all right. This is what I'm saying, bro. If it's a protective style, or let's say, for instance, when you come out the house, you ain't got no haircut, you put on a hat, right? Okay, let's say, for instance, you couldn't grab your hat at the time. You throw on a do-rag, you throw on a bonnet or whatever. You just gotta do what you gotta do. White people go to all these stores or whatever.
White people are not the standard.
Cap. I'm about they're not. Listen, bro. Listen. This is what I'm saying. Nobody has ever complained about these white folks that go to Starbucks and sit in their motherfucker in their pajamas. Nobody says shit.
Man,
right?
we talk about that.
No. But I'm saying, you getting away from a point, right? What I'm saying is, right, that's what white people do, correct? That's what I'm saying. That's something that they do, right? When they walk up in Lowe's and Home Depot and shit like that, they bring their dogs into that motherfucker. I think that's inappropriate. But you know what I'm saying? Anything that black people do and that black Americans do and that may be seen as cultural or something like that for a protective hairstyle is automatically seen as ghetto, and I don't agree with it. That's what I'm saying. That's my only point. Anything because y'all don't say nothing about them the Middle Easterns that wear hijabs and shit like that because it's supposed to be for religious practice.
Hold on.
I'm saying it's still a protective hairstyle. Yes or no?
Yes or no? Religion. We can't hold on. Let's
no. Does it protect your hair? Yes or no?
Okay, so
yes or no?
Why are you getting your hair did? Why
yes or no?
To look good in public, right?
I'm just saying.
Man, Mark Zuckerberg got to shut this down.
That's fine. Protect at night, right?
No, not necessarily.
So,
if I want that bitch crispy cut like how I got out the chair, I'm gonna throw that do-rag on that bitch.
So, if you want no do-rag in public,
I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I wear that shit while I want to. Ain't nobody gonna run up on me.
You ain't be
but I'm saying. But I'm just saying, I don't even wear this shit out in public. But I don't believe it to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more so like what Jay Ward was saying, like, do what you want to. You have that right to do that shit. Like,
hey, yeah, you got a right to look
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a. Who said it's not a protective?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
See, the people who ain't never really.
Nope. That's enough. No.
You call it.
I'm muted myself. What y'all talking about? Y'all niggas behave, bro.
Andre 3000 said, "Make your mama proud. Take that shirt 2 sizes down."
Rob,
well, have some standards.
Rob, bring us back, please.
Man, E is all in women's business, man. You got women all over the comments disagreeing that a bonnet ain't got nothing to do with no damn protective hairstyle.
Man, listen, I'm gonna take up black man's ass. And then they had a nerve to complain back then, talking about black men trying to protect them. Y'all speaking up for y'all ragged asses. Ungrateful motherfuckers. That's ungrateful as fuck. Damn.
I gotta pour another drink up now, right?
I'm trying to take over y'all, like, goddamn.
So he's talking about hijabs and all kinds of bullshit. Man, okay, so
Home Depot.
Man, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. So, man, just because black people got standards does not mean we're trying to act like white people. Like, I talked about the same shit when we were talking about women dancing on couches in true kitchens. Just because we want to act like we got some home training in public, don't mean we want to act like white people. Secondly, we expect for white people to be out in public looking like shit. We don't say anything because we expect that. If we're trying to use white people as a standard, we have failed. We should not be trying to do what they do. We were all raised. My mom told us you never have on no dirty drawers when you leave the house. You shower. You make sure you get on some damn lotion. You make sure your hair combed, brushed, whatever, and you leave the house presentable. She did not say do any of that shit for white people. She said make sure you look presentable when you leave the house. Period.
But I'm saying
black people are the only ones that have the drip, bro. Everybody try to copy our drip.
Let Rob finish.
Man, we need to get out of the habit of trying to compare what we do to white people, man. We got our own culture. We were raised different. I don't care what white people do in public. I care about what my black people do. And so if you got people saying that we need to be presentable when we walk out of the house, you can do whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say, whatnot. The bonnet stuff is tacky. The wearing pajamas outside the house is tacky. The do-rag shit is tacky. You can wear it. You can do whatever you want to do. The shit is tacky and it's not cultural. Like, we're doing what we say other people do is we're claiming everything has a racial background. This has nothing to do with race. We all were raised a certain way. When we left the house, we knew how we were supposed to leave the house. Whether you left the house like that, cool, whatever. But we all know when you leave the house, you're supposed to be presentable. A lot of us are lazy, and we leave the house looking any kind of way. That's on you. But we weren't raised like that, man, because like we didn't use white people as a standard growing up. We used us as a standard. And so when you leave the house, you're supposed to be presentable, straight up.
First of all, it's been documented on several occasions about my cleanliness on this show. Second of all, I'm not comparing what we do to white people. I'm just using it as an example, right, about the construct of us and society when we adapt something cultural, right? Just like how now everybody's trying to be all half-ass Pan-African and shit, but it's really cultural appropriation. But I'm just saying anything that we try to adapt that's culture, such as protective headwear, it's seen as ghetto. That's what I do not agree with. So anything that's a protective style, that's why I'm putting it under a category as I'm saying that it should be allowed and shouldn't be judged. That is what I'm saying. That is my only point. Y'all have yet to give me a point to be where it is tacky. Y'all have yet to say how it makes somebody look unpresentable, right? People wear hair. People wear hair. What about people with dreads? They're being professional in the professional world. A lot of them wear
long as they clean.
I'm saying that's what you said. You said long as they clean, right? Why do you automatically assume a bonnet is dirty? Or a head tie is dirty? He said long as they clean.
No, so when I say clean, I mean presentable.
He is a terrible debater, man.
I'm saying, how is a bonnet not presentable?
You get your hair did to look good in public, right? That bonnet is to protect your hair while you sleep in the house, etc., etc. When you step out in public, you should be presentable.
But if your hair
there are several type of hats you can wear instead of a bonnet.
So you're saying that they only would be allowed to wear hats.
Hold on.
So what?
Hold on. Everybody, hold on. E, I'm gonna let Crow go, but E, I get your point.
Yes, I'm just saying. I agree with this shit.
Who decided that wearing a bonnet out in public is tacky, unprofessional? So I get that, but let's Crow get
white folks.
Hold on.
Just like y'all was just saying.
Hold on. Let Crow answer, then we'll get into it. So, Crow, how do you feel about bonnets in public and do-rags? Do you okay with it? Not okay with it, and why?
I'm with Rob. There was a standard set within my family. When you step outside, you definitely are presentable. That means there's no house shoes. There's no bonnets. There's no rollers. You're not going to be ashy because you have showered or took a bath, and you're going to put on some Vaseline or lotion, baby oil, something to bring out, that shine or what have you. You're going to put on some smell good. Your clothes not going to be wrinkled, So it was just a standard that was set. And so because I know the standard and what I'm looking for, I'm not gonna go for somebody who rocks bonnets, you know what I'm saying, outside, or think it's okay that you walking in the grocery store, going to shop, you know what I'm saying, with a buggy full walking around the grocery store, represent part of me. And likewise, as I'm stepping out and I'm gonna be looking as best as I can when I step out, you know what I'm saying, represent you. But it's all about how people feel that they're going to represent themselves when they step out. They say first impression is the best impression. So you may never know who you may run into that day. So I'm like Rob. It's just something
you
that
ain't answer Swift question. You ain't answer Swift question at all. So he said no, your question was,
I'm coming to that next. I'm coming to the next.
Oh, okay.
I asked Crow,
I apologize.
Yeah, how does he feel? And he answered that question. But I'm gonna go to the comments because I saw Jay say, why do y'all wear the basketball shorts under y'all pants? Number one,
You never know when you got a hoop on a nigga. What are you talking about, nigga? You gotta break a nigga. Oh shit!
Now,
Random hoop
I'm gonna say
session.
this.
Shit.
Bonnets may not.
Real hoopers know. Real hoopers.
Shut up. Bonnets may not be cultural. Wearing basketball shorts under your jeans at a certain point in time was cultural, and y'all can't disagree with it.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's not cultural necessarily, bro. That's just like if you were athletic, if you hooped or you played sports.
And who was doing it? Black people. So it was cultural. It was
what?
Moving on.
But who were bonnets? Who were bonnets? Black people.
No,
that was a wild time, boy. That was some wild time right there.
We don't do that no more for
No
one.
more.
And when we did, it was because
just
you
a
never
fad.
knew when it was time to hoop. If you hoop,
you knew
you
what that
wasn't
was.
hooping in no jeans, so you had to
Hell
keep your shorts up under. So you know, a game popped out.
Yeah, that was about them breakaways, nigga. Oh God. Oh,
Quinn
God.
said it was off like the break. Look, we used to hoop at the basketball court. We'll put our jeans up on a chain link fence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't hoop in no jeans.
That was a wild time.
And then you have your hooping
Wow.
shoes in your Nike bag and that little drawstring bag.
That was a wild time.
All right.
Back to the original topic though. I looked up what does a bonnet do. Wearing a bonnet helps prevent friction while you sleep at night, therefore reduce the amount of frizz you wake up with.
Protective hairstyles.
Sleeping at night.
While you sleep at night.
So
Protective hairstyle, nonetheless.
but
You're gonna be a Republican, boy.
But I
You know
think
how to
with me-
dissect the state.
Hey, I'm just saying, Corey, do you
He's
know?
terrible making comparisons, man. Terrible.
Wait. So I'm saying, right, you know, there are known knowns and there are known unknowns, but there are also unknown unknowns. That's all I'm saying, man.
okay, so
Same philosophy.
I see what Eve attempting to get at, and I think that's a deeper discussion for another time. I don't know if it's meant for bonnets, but I do get what he's trying to get
The
at.
women are saying what it's for in the comments.
In the comments.
That nigga trolling us, man.
Let's wrap this up right now. Lord have mercy.
Rob, don't steal my bro. That's like patented, man.
So, final comments for tonight, because we be all night messing around with eating damn bonnets. Final comments. And yeah, to their point, it's not a protective hairstyle. It's just protective wear. Like, but
Same thing.
let's not go. Nope.
What's the key word? Protective.
Shut your ass. T.
That's all I'm saying.
Wrap it up, okay. Dewayne Wade should not be anyone's role model. You know what I'm saying? I'ma stand on that. Y'all can take it how y'all want to. It ain't politically correct. I ain't right with D-Wade. He wrong. He need a lead. That's why he in the situation that he in right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to quit wearing them buttons out in public. You know what I'm saying? Like wearing it to bed is cool, you know, but wearing it out in public, that's a no. Have some standards about yourself. And as far as the success topic, man, just believe in yourself, you know, more than anything, man. You can accomplish whatever it is that you need to do for shiggity.
Rob.
Men, get some standards. Men, get some standards. Also, men, if you are wanting to lead, you got to work on yourself harder than you work on anything else. That's on everything. That's educational, emotional, physical, if that's what you're trying to do. Thirdly, stop wearing damn bonnets and do-rags outside, period. Stop using white people as the metric of what we're supposed to do, because we are black and we set our own standards, and our standards should be high. That's it.
Crow.
When it comes to Dewayne Wade, first off, make sure that I would just say know that the dude you're dealing with is a leader. Know that the woman you're dealing with is a good, how can I put this? A good navigator to help you lead. when it comes to success, know yourself, kind of like what Rob said, and know what you want. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be out there just kind of free flow, you know. When it comes to bonnets and do-rags, that's a no-go for me out there in the public. But definitely in the crib, if you want to keep your stuff laid back when you get ready to step out in public to look your best, cool. But that's what that's for.
Oh, E. I said what I said.
I cannot believe. I'm really like shocked and appalled that you women are attacking me for standing up for women. And it makes absolutely zero sense. I'm out here on my sword and shield fighting for you guys, and this is how y'all treat me.
That sound is so rehearsed.
Like, this is unbelievable. This is inconceivable. I am baffled. The unmitigated gall,
right about now.
the unmitigated gall that like I'm trying to like I'm literally here. I am the only one that's advocating for y'all.
Okay, Al Sharpton, we hear you.
But y'all can't, y'all ain't gonna be supportive. You know what? This is worse than the chicken nugget scenario. This is worse than that. This is beyond chicken nuggets now. This is the worst.
Beyond chicken nuggets.
You sound like Kenneth Stokes.
Rob Boo. Rob Boo.
Miss Johnson make a good point. The only time you need to come outside with a bonnet on is when you come outside to fight.
Hey, shout out to your
What was the wait?
Shout out
What was the key word? What was the key word? The key word was what? Protective.
Well, fight was the key word.
Nah,
I'm telling you.
A chick will wear a bunny to a fight so her hair can't be gray.
Hey, look, I was about to say, you need to tie that real tight. Forget a bunny. That bunny can get snatched.
And it still come off. But go ahead, CJ. Oh, you finished, D?
I'm just saying, man, I'm out here trying to protect black women and I'm getting slandered. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can't have this type of, you know what I'm saying, this type of environment. You know what I'm saying? This tense activity. Like, bro, like,
hey, don't forget, he say he ain't gonna pull over to fix no tie either, so there's no chicken.
All right, Phil, let's wrap up. Let's study tomorrow.
John, what are you doing?
Go ahead, CJB.
Listen, man, as a black man, do not be afraid to lead your household. I will say you have to be an efficient leader in order to get your spouse and kids to follow. You can't be a dictatorship. You got to be on your shit before you can lead anybody. As far as the success, man, I want all black people to shine. It's rough out here for us. So with that being said, everybody who don't be afraid to share knowledge with people, man. I think we as black people get in certain positions and are unwilling to share knowledge and share resources. Let's not be like the generation before us. You know, a lot of them feel like you got to pull yourself up like I did, and I don't want to compare us to no other race, but you better believe those other people help themselves come up. As far as coming out in public, man, I feel like when you come out in public, you should look presentable. You should be, I'm not saying you should be sharp like you're going to an award ceremony or church or something, but you should at least come out not ashy, not having wrinkled clothes on. And even if your head nappy, there are several type of hats and wrap.
Y'all keep bringing up ashy. That never was part of the conversation. Y'all keep bringing up ashy.
Let's give me a final comment.
And what was the other thing we discussed? I can't remember.
Tips and relationship benefits.
Oh yeah, man. Like Rob said, love yourself, kings. You have to demand what you want out of a relationship. If you don't demand it, you're not going to get it. It just closed mouths on be fed. I've said that several times on this show. If you have standards, if you have expectations, you have to voice those standards and expectations in order to get them. If you don't voice them, you'll never get them. I think that was it.
Joey.
I guess I'm gonna start with dudes. They gonna be the leaders, whether you want to be the leader or not. You know what I'm saying? So do things to develop yourself to become a leader. Develop your character to a point where you can instill confidence and your partner that they can trust in your decisions, and you can work with that smooth process like you was talking. But ultimately, you are responsible for what goes on in your household. You have ultimate responsibility for what goes on in your household. So take that responsibility and don't take it lightly. As far as bonnets, I go outside looking raggedy sometimes, but you just have to understand that bonnets outside are raggedy. Pajamas and all the other kind of stuff outside are raggedy. Appearance matters. So putting on a good appearance, when you out and about, makes a difference. And benefits, success or benefits, I ain't got nothing to say about that. I guess success, what I'm saying? My success point was to always have a mentor. So get you a mentor. Yeah, just get you a mentor. Make somebody a mentor. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a mentor in the area of your relationship or at your job or wherever it is, whatever area of life you're trying to set this goal, find somebody who is at a place where you want to be and make them your mentor. Be assertive and make them your mentor.
Absolutely. And to wrap things up, like I said, we will be partnering with the Delta Regional. I lost it. Hold on one second because I don't know what off the top of my Delta Research and Educational Foundation. So I'll be looking for that link for next week. Miss Johnson asked, when is the next show? We do it every Friday at 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are expecting to go outside with a bunny on, he ain't gonna say nothing. But if you want some chicken nuggets, you on your own. And that's gonna be about it for tonight. We really gotta get some. We forget. It's been a busy week for all of us. But ladies, I know Miss Marie said she wanted to come on the show next week. Give me 3 ladies or 2 more ladies that want to come on the show. We're gonna have a conversation because y'all was gonna come as heavy tonight. So let's talk.
And
Make
sure you follow us on Instagram, Brothers Vent 2.
Mm-hmm.
Share. We're gonna pick it up a little bit, the clips and all that good stuff, man. So you know what I'm saying. Just make sure y'all follow us on social media. Keep posted, and be looking out for that link for Friday. Because that's actually our first partnership with, what I'm saying, outside whatever. So so we looking forward to it. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
Yes, please come in and please be active in the comments as you are now. Ask questions, build those relationships, but please behave because we can talk afterwards after that, but that's a professional establishment and show. So yeah, we're gonna be on our best behavior. So next Friday, I think it's at 6 or 7. Come in the comments, please don't wear your bonnets, and we're gonna have a good time.
Bro, keep y'all bonnets on. Y'all want to wear that shit, don't do that shit, man. Fuck what these niggas talking about, man. Like, wear that shit. If you feel the need to protect your hairstyle and protect your hair, do that shit.
Cut this man off.
All right, see y'all next
Y'all
week.
letting men tell y'all what to do. Look at y'all.